I'm Eddie Muller, and this is Noir Alley. You're about to meet Claire Quimby, perhaps the most rotten wife in the history of Hollywood movies. But since she's played by the inimitable Audrey Totter, watching this shrew slink and sulk and toss around a lot of sass is nothing short of noir nirvana. Our offering today is the 1949 MGM release, Tension. Pity Totter's co-star, poor Richard Basehart, playing one of the milkiest milquetoasts ever. He loathes being the target of his wife's humiliation, but we viewers get to squirm with delight at how sexy and nasty Totter makes this unrepentant man-eater. I knew Audrey quite well, and I can attest that she had absolutely nothing in common with Claire Quimby, except for the hourglass figure. Her Scandinavian upbringing may have given Audrey a frosty on-screen allure, but the real woman was smart, sensitive, decent, and loaded with common sense. She was also deeply devoted to her husband, Dr. Leo Fred, chief of staff at the Los Angeles Veterans Hospital. They were married for over 42 years. And although she outlived him by 18 years, I don't think she ever really got over his death. It's no coincidence that Audrey is most remembered for her contribution to film noir, which by her own assessment is where she had all of her best roles. The Lady in the Lake, High Wall, The Unsuspected, Alias Nick Beale, The Setup, and Tension. In fact, Tension should have launched her into bigger and better parts. Instead, it wound up being the last major role she had under contract to MGM, and the last great part of her career. Audrey isn't the whole show here. Tension features a terrific cast, including the still underrated Richard Basehart, Barry Sullivan, William Conrad, Lloyd Goff, and Sid Charisse, not in a leotard. They all seem to be having a swell time with a script that, frankly, stretches credulity even more than Barry Sullivan stretches the big rubber band he carries throughout the movie. Tension is not a film to be taken too seriously. It's a straight-ahead murder drama with so many switchbacks and implausibilities, it tends to undercut its nasty depiction of a marriage made in hell. Which is another way of saying, this film is an awful lot of fun. Writer Alan Rifkin is not synonymous with noir, although he was one of several collaborators on the script of Bogart's 1947 thriller, Dead Reckoning. Rifkin is more known for romances like The Guilt of Janet Ames and The Farmer's Daughter. But when he got a chance to adapt John Clorer's clever crime story, he went all out, supplying enough plot twists and salty dialogue to fill up several movies. Without spoiling anything, one of the loopiest bits of business in this movie involves a character disguising themselves by switching from eyeglasses to contact lenses. It may seem ridiculous, but it's worth noting that 1948 was the first year contact lenses started being made with soft plastic, which led to a huge boom in sales. So the gimmick in this film was timely, if not particularly convincing. The film's director, John Barry, had an incredible life story, one I'll fill you in on in about 95 minutes. In addition to the human players, today's film features a pair of memorable locations: the 24-hour coast-to-coast drugstore, a combination pharmacy and soda fountain, and the Malibu beach house familiar from several other MGM films, both beautifully photographed by the studio's great cameraman, Harry Stradling. There's also a unique cameo by another star, Ann Sothern. But the main event in this 1949 noir is clearly Audrey Totter, burning up the screen as vicious vixen Claire Quimby in Tension.